Hey guys, Kev here, and I'm going to do a quick review on the Kizer Gemini. This is the lefty version. It's kind of an overview review. This was sent in by my buddy Ethan. He's a fellow lefty, great dude in the community. We talk a lot, we chat knives, we chat life. I still need to have him on some kind of show. Maybe On the Edge we'll do, or I might start doing my own lives for random things. Lefty Knife Talk Live, maybe, I don't know. Excuse me, but he's just a great dude, and he let me check out some of his knives, and this is one of them. I did not get around to carrying it all that much. I'm not a big fan of this type of like lightning strike ano, but I did carry it a couple times, and I've fidgeted with it a bit, and I've gotten a good sense of it. So it's more of an overview review. I can't really say that I have enough experience with it to call it a full-on review, even though I'll probably title this that. Take that disclaimer. Anyway, this is a Kizer design knife, or a Kizer produced knife. It's a Ray Laconico design. You'll see here, Laconico. Ray is one of my favorite designers that I don't own a lot of knives of. I know that sounds weird, but there's some designers that I absolutely love, but I only have like one knife of theirs because of one reason or another. Usually it's because I'm left-handed. The only Laconico knife I have is the MBK EZC 1.5. This is one of my favorite knives. And it's just a good knife, guys. I love this design. It's so classical and simple, and it's a liner lock. And that is why I like this knife, because most of his designs are frame locks, and they're thin. And that makes it really hard as a lefty to use, unless they come out with a lefty version of it, which Kizer did with the Gemini. And I've always been curious about this knife. I've always wanted to try it. I don't know why I never bought one. I think I just am not that big of a Kizer fan. They're just kind of plain knives at this point for me. But I'm glad he sent it to me to check out. I was surprised by some things. So yeah, let's get into it. Aesthetically, again, I'm not into this lightning strike type ano, and it's not going to come across very well. It's not bad. This is the first time Ethan ever tried anything like this, so came out really good for that. Definitely looks perfectly fine. I mean, the pattern's good. I think the lightning strike is cool, but it's kind of like Damascus for me, where like it's cool, but I don't want it, right? Damascus, Moku Tai, like that shit sounds and looks cool, but I don't want it on my knife. So, yeah, you just have a classic Laconico drop point here, right? A little bit of a taller knife than like the EZC or whatever, but I feel like the benefit of that is you get a little bit more blade, and that comes down to a thinner edge. This is a full flat grind. This is S35 VN steel, and this is a lefty frame lock, but it does come in righty. So basically, this is a universal knife. Yeah, and I like the overall look of it. It's just a knife, you know? It's not like, ooh, that's the sexiest thing out there, right? But it's like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Cool knife, right? That's how I feel about a lot of Laconico's knives. They're simple, yet refined. Really, really good. I like Laconico. I've mentioned that before, have I not? Okay. Ergos. This knife is comfortable. I mean, it is just a simple knife. I don't know how many... I'm going to say that a million fucking times. Sorry. Okay, I know you guys have all heard it. Laconico's knives are like simple yet elegant. I know. Okay, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's true. It's just comfortable in hand. I fit all 4 fingers on just, but it's fine. It fits right in front of that flipper tab. Flipper tab has no jimping, so it doesn't hurt at all. This clip I can feel, and that's something that's interesting to me. So I carry a lot of right-handed knives. So to me, ergonomically, I am used to not having a clip be anywhere near my palm. I'm used to having the show side in my palm and feeling the clip on this side. That feels normal to me. So when I have a lefty knife, it almost feels like a hot spot, even if it's not, because I'm not used to that. This clip is flat, it's flush, it's plateaued. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good clip. You have to have a pocket clip on your knife. So it's just weird to me that I'm not used to it, but it's good. Ergos are good. There's no choil, which sucks because I love choils, and it would be great to have a finger choil up here. You can do the flipper choil, but not really recommended, and it does dig in. But if you really need some control, you can do that. Action. So this is where I was surprised. I assumed this knife was going to be lazy. It was going to have a light detent, and I was going to be like, that's really what I thought. But this detent is awesome. I mean, it is absolutely dialed in. I don't think I can fail it. Let me do the brake test. All right. I mean, it is hard to fail, guys. I'm basically trying at this point, right? Right-handed, do this awkwardly. This is how I usually operate knives, but it feels weird to do it right-handed. The closing action is good. It's not drop shut or anything, but it is super smooth. I mean, Ethan has tuned this. He's like me. He's a nut, and he will tune something until it's perfect. And he got this one really, really dialed in. I would personally be perfectly happy with that action. Yeah, I'd want it to drop shut, but not everything can, guys. It's on bearings, and it's smooth. That's sometimes the best you can ask for. It is not centered in the least. It is off to the show side there. I'm sure he tried, and there's no blade play, so I'm guessing that this is just how it ended up. Like, he had to have either blade play or good centering, and he went with, you're either going to have blade play or shitty centering. And I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but he went with the shitty centering, okay? Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Action is good, guys. I really like it. I'm impressed with the action, actually. So, cutting. I did not do too much cutting with this, but it has a nice thin edge. Comes down to a very good edge. I mean, it's got to be like high teens, but in thickness behind. When I say that, I'm talking about the thickness behind the edge being like high teens, like 16, 17, 18 thousandths behind the edge. That's how you measure behind the edge thickness. And the thickness behind your edge is going to basically gauge how slicey the knife is. The thinner it is, the slicier it is. Like, I have a custom kitchen knife made by Ryan Pearson. That thing is 8 thousandths behind the edge before sharpening. So maybe it's like 10 or 11 thousandths now. But it is a freaking laser beam. And it cuts without an edge, basically. So the thicker you get, the worse it gets. And anything from like 8 or 9, you don't want to go too thin because then, you don't have anything to work with. But anything from like 8 or 9 up to like 20, I would say is good, right? Anything from like 8 to 14 is like excellent. Anything from 14 to 20, solid. Anything 20 to 30 is like starting to get, right? Like, you don't really want 25 thousandths behind the edge. It's acceptable. A lot of companies do it, and it works. The blade will cut. It'll keep the edge for a long time. It'll be sturdy, but it's not going to be as slicey as something with a thinner behind the edge. So that's kind of a quick overview. I know I say it sometimes, and I don't explain myself. I do apologize for that. Anybody who is new to knives and watching, please leave me a comment when I say something that you don't know. Do not feel stupid about it. Do not feel like you're overstepping by asking questions. I have some of the smartest and most knowledgeable viewers on YouTube, guys. I'm amazed. I learn stuff every single video. So ask your questions. I guarantee you, whether it's myself or Mike, Lone Wolf, or Rusty, or Kyle, or Jake, or somebody, they will answer you, and you'll get an answer, and nobody's gonna call you out or whatever. I want this to be a place for new people to watch, because I did that, and I got confused a lot because I'd watch somebody say something and be like, "What the hell is edge retention?" Like, I didn't know. So I'm still learning myself. But again, if I say anything that you don't understand, please ask. We want you to ask. Like, that's why I'm on fucking YouTube, because I can talk and blather all day. So I'd be happy to inform you about something, or somebody else will, again, have the greatest viewers on YouTube. Anyway, cutting is good on this knife, full flat grind, so it's a good cutter, guys. It's a good Laconico design, geometry's good, everything's good on this. S35VN is good to go. It's what you're going to get from Kizer. Would I prefer M390? Yes, but whatever. It's better than having D2. So, the sounds. So, the sounds are good. They're not fantastic, but they're not bad. They're a little better than a 5. They're probably like a 6, okay? You do have that full titanium scale or design with the open construction backspacer there, sorry. So you get a good reverberation, and then it's pretty good on the close. Nothing special, but definitely like solid, right? I'll give it a 6 there. Carry, again, this is left-handed, and you can get it right-handed, so it's going to carry for the appropriate side. That is great. The clip is actually really good. Retention is solid, goes in and out of pocket, no problem. I mean, it really is a good carry. Yeah, it's not deep carry, but you only have this much sticking out. It's not bad at all, guys. I really do like the carry on this knife. You do have this flipper tab here, which does stick out a little bit, but the way they angled the clip, I think it worked perfectly. So I think carry's good on this. All right. So we did aesthetics, we did ergos, we did action, carry, we did sounds. So I think we just have value and recommendations, right? Value. So I think these go for, like, I'm going to call it $200. I've seen them varying. I think I've seen them at like 160 somewhere on sale for the lefty one. I don't know if they even have the righty one anymore. I think the lefty one didn't sell that great, so like Blade HQ and Knife Center still have like a stockpile of them. So you'll see them on sale for like $159 or something like that. Yeah, I'm out on that. 150 even, but let's say 200. Let's round it off at 175 for S35VN and 2 slabs of titanium. Kizer, you need to do better. I've been saying this. Concept has stepped it up a little bit in terms of coming from Kizer and adding more material and stuff into what you get, and then keeping that price around the same, that 200 mark. And I still want Concept to give me some M390. But Kizer, they don't even go that far. They give you 2 slabs of plain titanium, a backspacer in titanium, throw a clip on it, and then you just have to figure out what blade's going to pop out. Like, they all look the same. It is so dull. I hope they change it up. I really do. I like them as a company. I think they're cool, whatever. I don't communicate with them or anything, but I've never heard of huge issues with Kizer. I just think they need to kind of step it up a little bit. And there's no way I'd be paying $200 or $170 for this knife. This, honestly, nowadays, with what you can get for your money, I have an Asher Knives Silva right here. I mean, what is different on this knife? They're both S35VN. They're both titanium frame locks. This one actually has a deep carry clip. This action is better. But I say all that, Flipper. I say all that because this was $95 or $98. Less than $100. This is almost $200. Why is it twice the price? They're both made in China. They both have good detents. They both have good action. One of them actually is sold by an American company, Asher Knife Co. So this is his design, his knife. So I don't know. It's weird to me that this one's almost 200 and this one's 100. So there's no value here, guys. I'm sorry. Like, unless you love the design so much that you have to have one, then it's valuable to you. But this is not a knife I'd be like, somebody was like, hey, I got $200 to spend. Wish I get. This would never come out of my mouth. Easiest way for me to put it. So, recommendations. You know, that is the one caveat to that, is this is a lefty knife, and there's not that many lefty production knives. So, if you're a lefty and you have to have lefty-specific knives, and you want to try something a little more premium, then this isn't a bad option at all. I could definitely recommend it for that. If you're okay spending the money. It's not a bad knife. It's a good knife, actually. I really like it. I just don't think it's worth what they're charging. So I'll let that be what it is, right? I do think it's an interesting knife. It's just kind of vanilla at the same time. I should say it's not very interesting, and that's why I never picked it up. The price, you know, and this thing's old, guys. This has been around probably 4 years now, I think. So it's kind of old news at this point, so I'm not really that interested. But I'm very, very grateful to Ethan for letting me check it out. I really appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, that is the Kizer Gemini Lefty, guys. I absolutely love you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.